This is a training session regarding entering and changing purchase orders. Purchase orders are entered into the system via the Purchase Order menu and the Enter Purchase Orders menu item. Now we see a list of all the open purchase orders in the system. We can sort them by purchase order number or by vendor ID. We can insert a new purchase order into the system by clicking on the Insert button. The system will ask us who the vendor is that we are sending this purchase order to. We can type in the vendor number or we can select the vendor by using the ellipsis button. We can specify where the ordered items should be shipped to. We can have them shipped to a vendor address, a customer address, a job address, or any other type of address we wish to enter. We can now enter a purchase order number, the date the purchase order was issued, and a number of other dates. These dates may or may not show up on this entry screen, depending on the options selected in the Purchase Order Setup Options window. The system will now ask us for a default job. If all the line items will be charged to the same job number, it may be wise to enter the job number here, so that it will automatically appear on all of the line items we enter. Now we can click on the taxable box if all the line items on the purchase order are anticipated to be taxable line items. In order to add line items to the purchase order, we click on the Insert button. The system now gives us a screen where we can enter in our purchase order line item information. The first information that is asked for is the item ID. We can either type in an item identification number or look one up from our item price file by using the ellipsis button. We can enter a description of the line item, the vendor catalog number if desired, the quantity of items we are ordering, the unit name, and the unit price. Now the system will multiply the quantity by the unit price to give us a dollar amount for this purchase order line item. We can then indicate whether or not this line item is taxable. Now we need to specify where we will be charging the cost for this line item. Click on the detail type and select Job, GL Account, Equipment, or Inventory. If we select Job, we will then specify the job number and cost code this line item will be charged to. The system will look up and assure that the purchase order we are entering will not push the costs for the cost code over the budgeted amount. It will display a warning if this line item will take the cost over budget if we order this item and charge it to this cost code. Once we've entered all the appropriate line item information, we click the OK button. Another type of line item we can enter is a text line. We click on the Insert button and indicate that this is a text line item by checking this box. The system gives us a large memo field where we can type any amount of text. This text will print on the purchase order that is printed to send to the vendor. Once all of our line items have been entered, we can enter, if desired, a tax percentage amount. Usually a tax percentage is not entered into a purchase order because that particular information is not needed until the invoice arrives and the purchase order is reconciled to the invoice. Once we finish entering our purchase order, we click on the OK button. The system will save our purchase order and display it in the list box with all the other purchase orders in the system. We now click on the Close button, and this concludes this training session on entering and changing purchase orders.